you want to know what it is?
Women aren't allowed to be women unless they have beards and penises. Well. It's been 5 months since I made my video on why did Hollywood destroy the female protagonist, but it seems it hit a nerve with people, and only recently many of you have been watching my video and commenting on your disdain for how Hollywood is behaving. It seems I wasn't the only person who believes Hollywood has killed the female hero, a heroine with flaws or weaknesses, but a heroine who shows us how they overcome their own demons and dig deep to get the job done, or finish what they've started, or stand up for what they believe in. Now all we see are perfect Mary Sues that don't go through any struggles or strife, unless the idea of a struggle for an LA writer is the local deli being out of avocados for their laxative-worthy smoothie to keep those naughty pounds off. Now we have the likes of Blood Origins, Willow, Ashoka, The Acolyte, Ant-Man,
Don't be a dick!
Multiverse of Madness, and the Marvels, to name a few, where the female protagonists are arrogant, always right, preachy, probably gay, and just really fucking annoying.
You're goddamn right.
These characters are starting to feel like self-inserts of the writers writing this garbage. But it never used to be this way. Pre-Me Too, we had countless strong female characters who were all loved, who we all connected with on some level because of the emotions they may be going through, or a particular struggle that they had, or a situation they were dealing with. Granted, none of us have had to face the alien queen in Aliens, unload the majority of your magazine into her eggs and then blow holes in an egg sac. However, a lot of people can relate to a strong, overwhelming urge to rescue a child. I assume any mum watching that would think, I would fuck that queen bitch up to get my little girl back.
You're goddamn right.
We see something similar with Sarah Connor, again a woman who will do anything to protect her son. It evokes an emotional response in us, and that's a good thing. However, the only emotional response characters tend to get at the moment is more like this.
Is it chickeny?
So with that, I'm going to go through another list of great female characters that most will know and love, maybe some you don't even know about. Thanks to the great comments on my first video, I've included characters you might not expect. Remember, being a strong, capable and great character doesn't mean you can kick 7 shades of shit out of people. And with that, I'll start the list with great, strong female characters that didn't use their fists to prove their strength. Roseanne. This big old broad was the matriarch of this family. Her personality was way bigger than her physical size, and she kept her family in order and definitely wore the trousers there. Despite this being a comedy, she herself wasn't flawless and certainly got plenty of things wrong. But because she felt like a real character, I mean, hell, she was pretty much playing herself. People were able to connect, and that was why she was loved by so many. Dorothy Gale. You know, the only thing camper than a row of pink tents is a man dressed as a lion scared of his own shadow. Now, The Wizard of Oz is a great story and film for kids, and at the heart of it is Dorothy, a young woman who befriends the scarecrow who wants a brain, the tin man who wants a heart, and the cowardly lion who wants courage. They go on their adventure to get the witch's broomstick, and it's a heartwarming tale that tells us that we all have the strength to be who we really want to be if we dig deep, including Dorothy, who has the strength to defeat the witch and realise she can get home herself. Valerie in Nil by Mouth. Kathy Burke gives a stunning performance of a woman in an abusive relationship with a partner played by Ray Winston. This was directed by Gary Oldman and is about as raw and visceral as it gets. Nil by mouth is the term hospitals use when a patient can't eat. The performance from Kathy is fantastic as we see a woman who is meek, fragile and quite frankly battered, slowly finding the inner strength and courage to stand up for herself against her partner. Again, it's not all about fists, but the ability to stand up in the face of almost overwhelming odds and say no more. If you haven't seen this film, I suggest you go see it, but it's not for the squeamish. Jane Eyre. Now I've got to admit, this ain't my cup of tea. You won't see me reading a Charlotte Bronte book anytime soon. However, the character Jane was a strong female character. Jane is a seemingly plain and simple girl that battles through life having to deal with her cruel aunt, the school she went to, and the love for a man that she had who married another. However, we are shown Jane overcoming her obstacles through sheer determination, sharp wit and courage, battling to get what she wanted, which in the end is the man she was in love with. Again, it's another tale of battling through life to not only get through it, but to get what you want, and not just being handed everything you need when you need it, or making something hard look so incredibly simple in a high-stress environment.
I bypassed the compressor.
Of course you did, love. Catherine Trammell. Now, I know she wasn't a hero, but she was a strong and interesting character, and not because of the famous scene where you could see what she had for breakfast.
You dirty fecker.
No, she was potentially a deadly femme fatale who is the main suspect in a sex crime in which a man was murdered, and murdered exactly how a character in one of her books had been. We see her seduce the lead investigator, played by Michael Douglas, and she has the whole interrogation team eating out the palm of her hand. Sharon Stone was one woman who knew how to use her sex appeal and seductiveness to play the part, and she nailed it here. There was a similar character in the film Disclosure with Demi Moore, who again was a strong, powerful woman, and who seduces a man to try and get what she wants. Oh look, it's Michael again. You dirty dog. Weirdly, this female seductiveness is severely lacking in Hollywood these days. A woman's seduction is one of her greatest strengths, and a strength used to deadly advantage with female assassins. And yet nowadays, it seems Hollywood won't let a woman be sexy. Just look at anything that's coming out recently. You'd be lucky to get a leg shot or some cleavage, let alone a full tit, and zero seduction on a woman's part, unless it's directed to another woman. Again, it feels like Gen Z writers who don't know how to talk to people in real life writing these shit shows today. And Christ, don't get me started on that Miller Lite advert for hating hot women in a bikini. It's like trying to guilt shame people into thinking frumpy fat chicks is what we should be wanting and seeing.
Fuck off.
Anyway, just to move things along, I'll do my next list of strong female characters in no particular order of who moved us, made us laugh, made us cry, but more importantly entertained. Clarice Starling, Carol Burnett, Valeria from Conan, Eowyn,
I am no man.
Evelyn Abbott from A Quiet Place, Trinity, Natiri, anything by Cynthia Rothrock. I mean, her films are dated and a bit shit, but the fight scenes hold up and she was a legit fighter. Vasquez. Let's rock! Lorna Cole, M.
Utter one more syllable and I'll have you killed.
Sarah from The Descent, Celine, Black Widow, X-23. Jessica Jones, Jessica Fletcher, Morticia Adams, Elektra, Erin Brockovich, and Erica Eleniak for being strong enough not to throw up when forced to kiss Steven Seagal.
Is it chickeny?
And there you have it, another great list of awesome female characters that aren't anything like today's woeful bunch of Mary Sues. Hollywood, I get how the woke mind virus has a tight grip, and no doubt the ESG scores that are being pushed onto companies doesn't help, but you'll be financially crippled if you do not start listening to the majority of consumers, as opposed to the vocal minority. As people walk away from you and turn to gaming and the likes of YouTube, it will be too little too late. For an industry who is pushing women into every echelon of it, it seems the women who are suffering the most are the characters you put to film. Do better. Give us writers who love their characters, who create an arc for them that allows them to overcome something greater than them. Give them a story which they're entwined with, and not just a byproduct of it or a bystander to it. I can only hope the WGA strike will effectively cull all the dead weight and leave only good writers with a good deal. But they got to remember, they're not full-time employees, they're subbies, and there ain't no security in being one. If you don't like it, get a new job. If the strike goes the way we want it, we may soon see an influx of Starbucks and Wendy's employees. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.